Hello, writers. Welcome to my Screenwriting Career Nugget videos. I appreciate you taking the time to hang out with me for a couple of minutes just to hear about some of my favorite resources for screenwriting development. I know this was something that I promised in my last video, and so in this one, I wanted to share some of my favorite development resources for writers who are trying to learn the craft, become better craftspeople, better storytellers. So I'm a sucker for a good development environment, and I do believe that screenwriting is truly an iterative process. There's a reason why the first draft is often called the vomit draft or the junk draft, because for me, really, that first draft is really about getting the clay on the table, and then it is about shaping it, working it to help it be as strong as it can be. Now, I'm not a screenwriting consultant. I'm a career consultant, but that means that a lot of my writers over the years have worked with many different resources, many different consultants and schools and books and whatnot. So I just wanted to share with you the ones that have really worked for my writers so that you guys can choose whether or not to utilize them. So let's start with screenwriting books because you can never go wrong. Of course, there are kind of the pillar books that have been around for a really long time. McKee's Story, Sid Field's Screenplay. There are these kind of like pillar Michael Hauge books that are great. In today's development environment, of course, I'm a big fan of things like Cam Miller's The Hero Succeeds, as well as Michael Tabb's Pre-Writing Your Screenplay. Steve Kaplan has great books about writing comedy. We, of course, have Blake Snyder's Save the Cat that has become kind of common language for screenplay development. So I do encourage you guys to check those out. There are, for those who don't have friends in the industry, who don't have friends who are specifically writing in the scripted realm, getting notes is incredibly important. I hope you have a writer's group or friends that you can turn to who have that information, or if you are in a class, an instructor and other classmates you can turn to. If not, there are readers and consultants out there that I'm a huge fan of. And whom I found to be really additive to my writer's process. Some of the consultants that I really love are Jen Grisanti, who does both TV and features, Pilar Alessandra, who is the one kind of exception for developing that first draft because Pilar has her story to script packages. She works with you from inception all the way to a first draft, so you're going to get a much more developed first draft than you would writing it on your own. Ruth Atkinson is great. Sorry to cough in the middle of the video, but we're doing it real time here. So Pilar, Jen, Ruth, who am I forgetting? Let's talk classes because I love those and I think that they're a way to really accelerate your learning. There I love Script Anatomy. Script Anatomy is, for me, the kind of premier TV writing school, and now I've expanded to some really fantastic feature writing classes. Pilar Alessandra has a number of classes that she teaches every year. Brilliant woman, great way to connect with her through classes. Jen Grisanti does do her teleseminar every year, once a year, so if it's that time of year, do check it out. Corey Mandel does his workshops that are really craft-driven and brilliant, so do look for those. And lastly, once you get to a draft, it's always about getting some notes on your material if you don't have somebody that you can turn to who is more knowledgeable than you in screenwriting and can help you really kind of get some perspective on your work. So in those cases, in the cases that you don't have people who will give you the time and knowledge, there are paid coverage services. I, first of all, am a huge fan of Andrew Hilton, who works under the moniker Screenplay Mechanic via his website, screenplaymechanic.com. I'm also a big fan of We Screenplay that do great notes. I'm a big fan of Script Pipeline that also do great notes and really came up on script development and are worth their weight in gold, to say the least. So there are various services there. Look at Coverfly. They have a free script exchange if you're not looking to pay, but you're looking to get some feedback from other writers. So that is a free option to go that way. But the important thing is once your work is registered and with trusted channels, you want to start getting notes for your work so that you expose it early and often and develop this very intricate but kind of world-shattering craft that is screenwriting. It is deceptively simple when done well. It appears like it all falls into place, and it does require a lot of work, a lot of craft, and we expect your craft to continue to grow and improve as you write. So I do hope that these resources will be helpful to you in your development, and that you will continue to work on your craft to become a better and better writer and keep moving forward. Bye.